Perfect. Thank you everyone for joining. My name is Emily with Minnesota Valley Action Council. I'm the Family Resource Coordinator for the Adult Dislocated Worker and Individual Training Pathways programs. I will be recording these. I'll upload it to the YouTube page as usual. Our guest speaker today is Lynn Waterbury, and she's going to talk to us about some compassion-related topics. And yeah, and then we'll move into roundtable where we can share updates, ask questions, resources, and those sorts of things.
All right, I guess that's up to me. So a little bit about myself. So I am a deaf educator, which is fun to play two truths and a lie because people think that I'm a deaf, like DEAF educator, and it's actually DEATH. So where my passion lies is working with the end of life. So I am an end of life doula. I work with people on either the acceptance phase or the actual end, just sitting with them, as I've done a couple of times. And that is very humbling, but it's also, I don't know, I think it's very blessed, and I wouldn't trade that part of what I do for anything. I belong to NIcBlueCares, which is an organization we started as David Nation probably about 4 years ago. And we have since kind of changed our focus since COVID came right as we were ready to launch our website. We shifted a little bit and became more of a community-wide resource for a little bit of everything, rather than just a deaf education resource, which I'm going to show you the website in just a little bit. So we have actually done some research that has been funded by the Andreas Center. We've been funded by the Dotson Family Fund. Mankato Area Foundation has also funded some of the research. MSU has, their nursing department has funded and presented research globally. So we've presented in Belgium, oh, and then there's another country, and then here. So I am going to see if this works. Maybe would be really cool. I have some fun pictures. But I guess you just get to look at me while I talk through my slides.
Is it not letting you share?
I don't know.
Because I just checked and it doesn't say that it's blocked.
Okay, let me try this again.
Here, okay, let's try that. Did that work? Modified it a little bit.
Maybe, no, you can still see me.
I just got I'm a presenter now.
You're a presenter, Edel?
According to my phone, it says that I'm a presenter now.
Yeah, it says who can present, and it's marked everyone. So maybe it updated now. Oh, you got that message too. Okay, perfect. So now it must have reset. So okay. I apologize for that. Thank you.
No,
as we troubleshoot Teams versus Zoom.
It's preparing, maybe.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know. Okay, so I'll just talk through it a little bit.
You can show you some. Send it to me too via email, and I can share it. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. So Cato Towns, we'll go over some language, is Mankato, North Mankato. And it kind of comes under NIcBlueCares. So Nicollet, Blue Earth County cares. So that's kind of how it all started, and how it went and where it's going. We have a few programs. We have the Bells of Belonging, which the first Monday of every month at noon for 1 minute, you can ring a bell on your phone. We actually have been handing out bells. So if anyone would like some, you are certainly more than welcome to find myself or log on to our website and find any one of our board members. We all have bells. Let's see, Bethlehem Lutheran Church has their handbell choir. A member from there will come outside. It's usually Charlie, and he'll come outside and he'll ring handbells for a minute. The bell tower on the MSU campus, First Presbyterian Church, I believe, rings bells. There's a few other churches around town that will ring bells. So on that first Monday, if you're ever walking around and you hear that, that's what that means. Anyone within earshot of that bell is within earshot of someone who is compassionate. You can talk to anyone. If you're walking through the hallway and I'm ringing bells, feel free to just come sit and talk to me. You can anyway, but that's behind what that means. We started the charter back in 21-22, and we have 11 members of our charter. And coming up on November 3rd, we are going to have a compassionate training at Sky 111 from 3 until 5, and I'll show more details about that at the end. And you are more than welcome to join the charter. At that time, we'll go into a little bit more depth about what that is later. What we wanted to do with the website, NIcBlueCaresNow.com, is create a safety net. So everyone kind of has, everyone does have or knows someone who has access to Google, whether it's on your phone or on a desktop at home. Everyone can Google questions and things that they may have. You're not always going to get a local answer. So that's where the NIcBlueCares comes in. You are going to get an answer for your community. You're going to get an answer that is pertinent to Mankato, North Mankato, sometimes St. Peter, close to you, whether that's, and it's everything. Food insecurities. It's where do you want to go to church? Medical doctors, mental health physicians. It runs the gamut. It's literally everything is in this document. We pay a company every month to make sure that those phone numbers and websites are up to date. So you're never going to get information that isn't relevant. You're not going to go to a broken link. You're not going to get anything like that at all. We have all of that here. The point behind the safety net, we want to empower people. We want to be able to give people the knowledge at their fingertips that they have. So our neighborhood doesn't have sidewalks. And we have a lot of young families with dogs. So everyone is out. This weather, I've seen people I have never met before in my life, but they live down the street. So it brings everybody out. It's super great just to be able to go and talk to them and say, hey, I'm Lynn, how are you doing? I live here. This is what we do. I'm sorry about my 3 crazy dogs. That's usually what happens next. And then we just kind of go from there. You want to get to know your neighbors. You want to be able to, in the olden days, when we used to be able to go borrow a cup of sugar from our neighbors rather than run all the way to the grocery store. I want to be able to feel comfortable enough to do that with my neighbors. And I hope that my neighbors feel comfortable enough to do that for me as well. So that is a way to bring a compassionate community together. We also want to encourage conversations between neighbors. I have a 92-year-old neighbor. I don't see her often, but I kind of know her schedule. I bring her paper up in the morning. Wednesday is garbage day, so usually one of her kids will come and bring the garbage down, and then I'll bring it back up. If the garbage isn't down when I take mine down, I go over, peek in her garbage. If there's anything in there, I'll bring it down. Things like that. Just little tiny things that we want our neighbors to be able to do. So some housekeeping stuff, I guess, a little bit about the NIcBlueCares compassionate community model itself. So we are actually a national pilot for the Compassionate Communities Worldwide movement. This is a public health initiative through Public Health Palliative Care International. We are the first compassionate community in the entire country to run the public health model. There are other compassionate communities that have dubbed themselves as such, but we're the first one that actually takes the public health approach to it, rather than just say that we have a couple of events and float through the day. We go into businesses. So part of the research that was done was actually going into our charter members and asking the questions. What is missing from your organization? Like so we have a couple of larger corporations and companies with a lot of employees. So what is missing? Is camaraderie missing? Are we missing a connectivity piece? And then kind of delving into the compassionate side of things. So with a loss of someone at work, if you've got 350 employees, someone is going to be experiencing some kind of loss at some point, probably on a regular basis, whether it's the loss of a pet, the loss of a job, whether it's yours or your spouse's. Maybe something happened to one of the kids. They were really hoping to make varsity this year and they didn't. It's a loss. And your kid is going to have to figure out how to function through that. And you're going to have to figure out how to have those difficult conversations, because now you're the adult and you've got to feel things. Who do we talk to about that? Do we talk to other friends about that? Who is your support system? What does that look like for you? Is there enough need to set aside an hour once a month to meet in the lunchroom and have a conversation about this? Are you willing as a company to give up that hour of production to let your employees talk about what they need to talk about? Their feelings, the loss of their mom, the loss of their brother, the loss of their cat, whatever that looks like for them. Is that going to be valuable enough as a company? So we had 11 businesses that said, yes, absolutely. That is something that's important to us. And not all of it has to be around grief and loss. So Mankato Area Public Schools is one of our charter members. They decided to take a health and wellness approach to it. And that is where the community health piece comes in. It doesn't always have to be grief and loss. You can deal with feelings through physical activity. You can work out a bad day by taking a walk or doing some kickboxing or whatever that looks like for you. Some basic pieces of information that we gave businesses when they decided to have these conversations. We gave them the ability to say what their best practice was going to be and how they were going to carry that out. We didn't want to have to do that for them because it looks so different for everybody else. So I work at South Central. So let's say that Edel and I decided that we need to get a group going for health and wellness here. We have a huge block to walk around. So let's say that we decided to organize once a week that we were going to get a bunch of employees to meet out front by the big sign, and we're going to all walk around the block. If you want to talk this week about grief and loss, then you get to walk with this person here. If you want to talk about health and wellness goals, you get to talk to this person here. It might look like we have 4 or 5 different groups walking around the block, but we're all working around together. We're all doing the same things together. You can talk about that grief and loss. The main goal is to be connected so that you're not alone. You have a sense of belonging. You know on your calendar that no matter what it looks like, rain or shine, you're going to meet that same group of people and go for a mile-long walk. And sometimes it's just bees. Sometimes you're just listening. Sometimes you might be doing all the talking. Sometimes you might just kind of chirp in with a couple other things like, oh, maybe this here or this there. So it all helps with that connection and the community and the sense of belonging, which we really got away from during COVID because we were all so isolated and in our own houses that some of it kind of went away and we kind of liked it. But now we're starting to see the after effects. What's happening to all those people that are feeling lonely and scared and lost and what that looks like. So we have the NIcBlueCaresNow.com website, and that gives you so many different resources. It's an online directory that just gives you access to all of the programs. So as I look it up here, so let's say we're delving into health and wellness. So addiction and recovery. There are over 2,100 programs that we have listed on this website for just Nicollet and Blue Earth counties. So there's going to be more than one option. And it runs the gamut. So addiction and recovery. So there are counseling programs through Catholic Charities of Southern Minnesota. There is Five Rivers Mental Health Clinic. There's Emotions Anonymous International. Chemical use assessments done by Human Services of Blue Earth and Nicollet counties. Lutheran Social Services is listed. So it's just kind of everything. It's not going to pigeonhole you into one thing. It's going to let you decide what it is that you really want to look for and how you are going to decide to connect. So we're just giving you those options. You do belong. There's a huge amount of resources in Mankato, and there's so many things that not everybody knows what everybody else is doing. So that's the other thing that we have discovered is that, so we have this platform here. It is also, Mayo Health Systems has the exact same platform that their doctors use. Fun fact, Mankato Clinic uses ours. So it's the same platform. It's going to give you the same resources. Ours is available to the public. You can go on it on your phone. You can go on it. Let's say that you are out walking your dog and your neighbor says something and she's like, oh, my friend was out here and she was thinking about something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, here, let me look that up for you. And then boom, you have that resource, or you have 3 new ones. Oh my gosh, did you know that there are 3 other people that do that exact same thing? So the community connector training is coming up Friday, November 3rd, and we invite all of you to attend. We want as many people from the community to connect as possible because we are the people that go out and see the people that don't go out. Long story short, there's a lot of people that will only see the same 4 people. I'm ridiculously social. I go out a lot. Grocery shopping, Target, you name it. I'm there. My sister's a little bit of a recluse. She goes to work, she goes home. That is it. But sometimes she needs resources too. So she has an arms worker that comes and sees her. So I would love to see arms workers come to this meeting. I would love to see everyone. It's from 3 to 5 p.m., so it is in the afternoon. It's at Sky 111 in downtown Mankato. It's in the new Ide Bailey building. If you haven't been there, it is so beautiful, and they were so gracious to let us use that space. So we will be there. Why? The point, we're going to make NIcBlueCares now more robust. We know that there are still, with 2,100 resources, we know that there are still more that aren't on the website. And if you belong to an organization that is not on the website, you can always suggest, you can email the website, and then they will probably give you a call or give the business that you suggested a call. Make sure that they're legit, they have all the information, and then it goes on the website. So there's that too. We also want to give the community of Mankato and North Mankato a voice as to what happens in their communities. We've brought them together through this project, but now we want the citizens to come together. We have the mayors meet on the bridge. I believe that will happen that first Monday in November. So the 6th. Yeah, the 6th. We have an annual, the mayors of North Mankato and Mankato meet in the middle of the bridge. We ring the bells. And that's our anniversary celebration. So we just want to make sure that everyone in the community knows why this is happening. Give them ownership of it. And then we want to just provide spaces for people to talk about what matters most. So talking about grief and loss is a specialty of mine, but it's a super uncomfortable conversation to have with people that don't want to have it. But we also have conversations about how to be compassionate when a coworker passes away. What do you do? How do you make sure that they're okay? Well, most of us that are coworkers are friends on social media, so you can just reach out, send a Facebook message. If you know their address or you're really good at internet sleuthing, you can probably find their address, and then you can send them a little package from Amazon or Etsy, and you can do it anonymously. You can say who you are. You can write an encouraging message. I can't tell you the number of pet loss candles I've sent to people, just to let them know that you're thinking about them. Set reminders in your phone. I have adopted, I think, as most moms of high school kids do, you just kind of adopt friends. But then you have those couple of friends of your kids is that you worry about just a little bit more. I check on them. I'll send them just a funny little gift sometimes, or if I'm thinking about them a lot that week, I'll just send him a little message. Hey, I'm thinking about you this week, hoping everything is okay. Yesterday, I reached out to a friend of Grace's that she actually gave me his number and said, I want you to check in on him. I'm not sure he's going to be okay when I'm gone. So I sent him a couple messages and we're having lunch. He is not doing well. And Grace was one of his only friends. So just little tiny things like that are things that you can do. I have so many reminders on my phone to check on friends, and it's just a cute little text message or a picture. That's it. That's all you. And it means so much to them to let them know that you're thinking about them. One last piece of advice, because I know I've talked a lot and I'm really sorry. But if you know of anyone who has lost someone, and by someone, I mean friend, partner, parent, pet, anything. My one piece of advice to you, and I have to do this and it's still uncomfortable for me and I've been doing it for a long time. When you see that person in the grocery store, please do not run down the aisle where they can see you run away from them and go hide. I would like to challenge all of you to walk up to that person, and if they're huggers, I'm a hugger. I make people uncomfortable sometimes and I apologize, but make sure that you say the person's name. because no one ever wants their loved one to be forgotten. So as a server at Baker Square, I would wait on elderly couples all the time. And inevitably, one of them would pass away, and it would be a week or two before the other partner could come in, and it would usually be with family members. Always say their name. Sometimes it's a friendly conversation. Oh my gosh, John was so funny. Do you remember that time that he came in and he said this? Or do you remember that time he got so mad at the other server that he had me come over? Just little things like that, because it might be something in the grand scheme of things that they have forgotten. And it's just a little reminder that they're not gone because the server at Baker Square remembers them. So, so those are a couple of quick ways to show compassion. If you would like to join the Community Connector training, again, it's Friday, November 3rd from 3 to 5 at Sky 111. And if you have any other questions, you can always find me at South Central. Or I'm around, I'm on Facebook, all the things.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. Sorry, I thought about asking if you wanted me to pull up the website, so I apologize. I will troubleshoot that for next time. And I don't think I ever saw the PowerPoint, so I apologize if you wanted that up. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing that information and those tips. After the meeting, I compile kind of like a summary, so I'll include the details of that community connection event. If you want to just send me, I don't know if you have a flyer, I can sure attach. Otherwise, I'll just put some details down for that. So,
Awesome.
yeah, so we can move into roundtable. Does anyone have updates, or I guess questions? Does anyone have questions first before we hop into roundtable? And if not, you just did a good job of presenting. So
thank you.
Yeah. So we can move into roundtable. I can start just to get us going. So just some friendly reminders. Our lip sync fundraiser for MVAC is Friday, September 29th at Mayo Clinic Health Event Center. I believe it's the new event center. The old Shopco building, I believe, is where it will be. And that, I believe, let me just double check the time. I think it was 7 p.m. and you can purchase tickets if you're still interested at the box office, or reach out to Ann McGregor related to that. And then the next quarterly networking meeting is December 13th, Wednesday from 1 to 2. I will try to resend out a calendar invite now that I know individuals were able to join with the link. I didn't want to send out a whole year's worth if it didn't work. So we're always accepting referrals, especially for the adult dislocated worker program right now. Anybody who was laid off or lost their job due to no fault of their own, receiving unemployment, or long-term unemployed, or maybe they got divorced or they're widowed and they now have to support their household and maybe need help with employment or education. That would also be another good fit for, or they qualify for dislocated worker potentially. So we definitely have support and funding for career exploration, training, etc. And then energy assistance program at MVAC, I believe they said they may have access to print applications in the next couple weeks, but for sure by October 1st, that's when the program starts up. It typically goes October to May. We will see funding probably closer to November, but applications will be available, and they are available online currently on the state website, and I can get that sent out because individuals interested can certainly continue applying online through that link if they prefer that over a paper application. So once that is available, I can certainly send the paper application out to the group as well. But that's all I have. Any other individuals or agencies have events coming up, program changes, updates, those sorts of things? Yeah, go for it, Ashley.
Sounds good. Just want to introduce myself. My name is Ashley Hagan. I am a program developer at Minnesota River Area Agency on Aging. I am in Blue Earth County, but I serve Blue Earth County and the surrounding 8 counties. Just wanted to share a flyer. I will share it with you, Emily, and then I will just put a link so people can look at it right away for an upcoming conference for the Age Friendly Minnesota Conference that is happening at the end of this month. It is September 27th, 28th, and 29th. It is both virtual and in person. So the 27th and the 28th is virtual, so you can kind of pick and choose different sessions that you'd like to be a part of. And then the 29th is in person across the different parts of the state. And the closest here would either be in Marshall, Minnesota or Orinoco, Minnesota. And so, yeah, just wanted to bring that forward just in case anyone's interested in kind of taking a look at that and just different opportunities and whatnot. So.
Perfect. Thank you. I will be sure to share that information with the whole group as well and that flyer. So thank you.
Yes.
I'm Kate Henke-Gretz, and I work with Lutheran Social Service. A lot of our programs are statewide, such as our financial counseling, foster care, that type of thing. Some of our programs are regional, so basically the 9 counties in Region 9, and that would be like the REACH, which is homeless services for, services for at-risk and homeless youth. We also do Safe Harbor, which is sex trafficking education and services for youth. I coordinate the crisis nursery, which is short-term childcare when families are experiencing stress. There's no cost for my program, no income guidelines. Families can do the paperwork over the phone, and we end up placing the children with one of our 30 providers in a 4-county region. The REACH is back to offering pretty much everything they were offering pre-pandemic. The numbers aren't quite as high, but they serve a hot meal Monday through Thursdays. I believe it's 2 to 5. Our financial counseling, pretty much most of those appointments are over the phone, but you can request a face-to-face with Michelle Style in our office. And then all of our telehealth, or all of our mental health, I should say, is via telehealth. And our senior nutrition program has really expanded. In addition to Congregate and Meals on Wheels, they this year are catering for the Head Start program in Mankato. So that's an additional 135 meals a day, I believe.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Daniel, did you have a question or were you just wanting to go next?
Yeah, I was just gonna go next.
Oh, perfect. Nope, I just wanted to make sure you didn't have a question for Kate, so you can go for it then.
All right, yeah, just a quick update from Blue Earth County Employment Services regarding SNAP. Many are possibly aware that the SNAP requirements have changed starting July 1st. September 30th was going to be like the cutoff, essentially, if you weren't working the 20 hours per week or qualify for some other, like school, for example, pursuing a 2-year. They recently came out with another update that people may qualify for another 2 banked months through November 30th. Now, the bulletin said you may. So what that means, I guess my encouragement to anyone that is working with people in whatever county it may be, to contact employment services to work with a counselor on meeting the requirements. There are exceptions such as being homeless, disability, and a number of other ones. I was told today that DHS sent a text message to pretty much everyone, informing them about possible cutoffs. So Marsha Hyam is getting lots of people calling, asking what's going on. So
Perfect.
that is it.
Yeah, thanks. That's good information to know about the potential 2 extra months and that we might have clients asking some questions. So good to know. Thanks.
I can go next, if that's all right.
Yep.
Paige Schutte with Vine. I've got a few things to share with everybody. So next week, Tuesday, September 19th, we have the Love Your Age Vines 55 Plus Expo going on from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Mankato Civic Center. So that is obviously geared towards older adults, but caregivers are more than welcome to come. It is free and open to the public. We have a bunch of different things going on. We've got about just over 90 vendors that are going to be in the Grand Hall area. We are also partnering with Blue Earth County Public Health and MSU School of Nursing to offer free balance assessments and free blood pressure checks. And we will also have a fall vaccine clinic available there. We also have a speaker series that's going to be going on in the banquet hall. We've got some free snacks that is available for anyone who would like some, and just a variety of different games and activities that'll be going on at the Civic Center. So if you would like to attend, please come or encourage others to. We also were awarded a dementia grant recently, so we're adding some new things from Vine. So we have a dementia-friendly fitness class that is going to be offered beginning September 26th. That'll be held on Tuesdays and Fridays from 11:30 to 12:15 at Vine, and that's free and open to the public. So the focus on the fitness class is for people who have dementia and their caregivers to attend a fitness class together, because we know that that is a barrier for a lot of people who do have dementia or are caring for somebody who has dementia. So we want them to be able to feel comfortable and be able to exercise. We also are going to be hosting our memory cafes every month now rather than every other month. So our memory cafe, again, is free and open to the public. It's geared, again, towards people with dementia and their caregivers. No fitness required. It is an opportunity for people to come together, somewhat like a support group where they can share their struggles, but a lot of it is usually focusing around reminiscing and some sort of activity that they do together. Usually it's some sort of arts and crafts related activity. So that is going to be on the third Wednesday of every month now from 11:30 to 12:30. We also are going to be starting a new caregiver support group in LeSueur. So that'll be on the first Wednesday of the month from 3 to 4 p.m. And again, free and open to the public. And that's not just for dementia, but that's for anybody who is a caregiver and their care partner. And then we have a diabetes prevention program that is going to be starting up on October 3rd. That is a year-long program, again, free and open to the public. Anybody who has been diagnosed with prediabetes or believes they do have prediabetes, the whole focus of the program for that is lifestyle changes, exercising, eating well to prevent getting diabetes. We also have a Stepping On program, again, free and open to the public. That's a falls prevention program that will be held on Mondays, beginning October 2nd, running through November 13th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Vine Adult Community Center. And lastly, we have our annual Rake the Town event coming up. So we are looking for volunteers. We're also, if you know of an older adult in the community that you think might need the service, what it is we get volunteers together. We go and rake for people who can't do it themselves. So we pair volunteers into certain neighborhoods to go rake. That'll be running from November 4th through the 12th, and we can provide all the rakes and tarps and whatever it is that the supplies that they need to get the job done, or they can provide it themselves. And all of this information is available on vinevolunteers.org, or you can give us a call at 507-387-1666.
Perfect. Thanks. That's a lot of good information and events. So I will try to put that on the summary page and whatnot. Did you have a time for that? I know, I think you've mentioned it before, but the Love Your Age Expo, is there a time frame for that?
Tuesday, September 19th from 1 to 4 p.m. No registration required. People can just come in there. We do have speaker series going on at specific times. So at 1:30, Monarch is going to be giving a demonstration with a real live AI robot that they are currently using to help with their patients. So you can come meet a robot if you've never met a robot in real life. And then at 2:30, 2:30 to 3:30, we have a panel presentation that is called Where Are They Now? Life After Retirement. And it's going to feature, I like to say, former Mankato celebrities. So we'll have Pete Steiner from KTOE, or formerly from KTOE, Brian Ojampa from the Mankato Free Press, Kathy Breinart, Minnesota representative, and Paul Hostels from MSU Theater and Dance. So they'll be talking about what they've been up to since they've retired.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Any other roundtable updates? If not, I can certainly let you get an extra 15 minutes back in your day here. If you have questions or, like I said, if you ever have speaker suggestions or recommendations, I'm always open to those. I do my best to find guest speakers of interest. So if you ever have somebody that you or an agency you'd like to know more about, certainly let me know so I can try to get in touch with someone. Kate? Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to share that the Blue Earth County Homeless Response Team, our next meeting is on Tuesday, September 26th from 8:30 to 10 a.m. And Daniel Pfeiffer will be there. And I believe he's going to talk for about 10 minutes about employment services, just kind of do an update. Nancy Bockelman from the city of Mankato is going to be talking about some results from some housing studies and housing meetings that they had about a year ago. And then someone is coming from our Future Starts at Home. And I believe it's a new program that will help provide some housing supports. It'll be the first time I've heard a speaker on that program, but our Future Starts at Home. And as I said, it's Tuesday the 26th from 8:30 to 10, the Blue Earth County Homeless Response Team. The meetings are down at the Intergovernmental Center. And there's also an option to join via Teams or Zoom. So if anybody wants more information on that, I can send out the link and send out the specific like room location, etc.
Perfect. Yeah, if you want to share that, I can, when I type up the summary sheet, I can sure throw that on there too. Yeah. Anybody else? Perfect. Okay, well, I will do my best to compile and correct the sharing issue before I send out the next link. Again, that's December 13th at 1 to 2 p.m. virtually. I'm still looking into a guest speaker, so I don't have that information at this moment. If you have questions, certainly let me know. Otherwise, enjoy the weather. I know it's slowly getting colder, but it felt pretty nice out today, so hopefully you get a chance to go outside like Lynn had suggested earlier. So yeah, you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it.